Okay, so this just happened. CBC has just closed its comment section on any articles or posts on the website that have to do with Aboriginal issues because Canadians are too racist. So just about a week ago, the CBC had to shut down any comments on any articles that have to do with Indigenous issues. And it was because of the racist comments that were coming through that their moderators were just so overwhelmed with. And, if you had read any of those comments before they shut them down, you would know exactly what they were talking about. Just the profanity and the hate that comes out of some of the comments. It seems like people are trolling, but overwhelmingly so on those articles and posts that have to do with anything that has to do with Aboriginal issues or people. And it's crazy because we live in Canada. We live in one of the best countries in the world. We are peace-loving. We are tolerant. We are accepting of everybody except for Aboriginal peoples. What's the deal with that? So some people are saying that this is censorship on the part of CBC, and it absolutely is, and it absolutely should be. There's no reason why people need to spew hate all over one people group. Even directing it at one person would be more acceptable than directing it at, thousands of men, women, and children that people have had, that commenters have had no interaction with, have no prior experience with. They don't know these people. They don't know who they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. And, it's one thing to question the decisions that maybe leaders have made or whatever, or politicians. That's great. I think we live in a democracy. That's a wonderful thing to do, and we have the right and the responsibility to do that. But when all you're doing is posting hate-filled generalizations about a people group in general, that's just wrong, and that needs to stop. So, I totally agree with what the CBC has done by just shutting things down. So whether you see it as censorship or not, I think it's totally warranted in this case. If we can't, as Canadians, get our act together and stop being rude and offensive to an entire people group, then something needs to be done, and if that means shutting down the soapbox that people are standing on, then so be it. Because these are people we're talking about, men, women, and children, that these comments are directed at, making assumptions about intentions, about life choices, and it's wrong. It's just wrong. So kudos to CBC. I hope that CBC, you're able to find a way to moderate these comments more effectively, I guess, or maybe put in some stronger ground rules or whatever it may be. I think the discussion needs to continue, but we need to be respectful of one another in that discussion. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's mine. This is just an issue that's made me really, really annoyed and frustrated with my fellow Canadians. I'd love to hear what you think, as long as it's not racist. So leave your comments below, and hey, if you want to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or subscribe to my channel, that would be awesome too. So I will see you next time I feel like ranting. See you then.